Zach here. Figured I'd go live, talk about a couple cases with you guys. One being the Nancy Guthrie case. Of course, everybody in true crime is talking about this case right now. There's been some reports that have come out, pretty interesting as well. That being the case of the Apple Watch being found on Nancy Guthrie's floor. And actually, before I get into everything, let me just state this is only my opinion, all alleged, and everything and everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Anyways, pretty interesting in regards to the Nancy Guthrie case. Apple Watch being found on the floor. What I've reports coming out that the ransom notes have been deemed fake by the FBI. Well, isn't that interesting? Because if they are fake, then one of the things I found incredibly strange is in the ransom notes, at least one of them, it had come out that they believed that that note was real because it stated that Nancy's Apple Watch would be found on the floor. So they can't all be fake, or can they be? That's a question I'd like you guys to ponder because I am as well. And there's also different reports. Some are saying that there's 3 notes that are fake. Some are stating that all the ransom notes are fake. So there's conflicting reports coming out right now. But I'm here to bring you guys each of these reports. And what's even more strange is they're coming from credible news sources. So how are people getting this different information? And the better question is, why are people getting mixed up different information? Excuse me. But yeah, I came in pretty hot about this case because everybody in true crime's talking about it, and I wanted to give you guys my opinion on it, let you guys know where I stand and what I think is currently going on in this case. Also, we had a former FBI agent come out and state that she said about 75% sure that there will be an arrest made soon in the Nancy Guthrie case in regards to the porch guy. She thinks that they're getting very close to identifying him. I think so too, quite honestly. So I'm glad to hear that the case is moving. I never thought it was a cold case. I think that term gets thrown around too much and very too soon. We live in a society that wants things like this, right? Instantly. And cases don't move like that. It takes some time, especially major cases like this one. When you have such a high profile kidnapping and unaliving, I mean, let's call it like it is, right? Allegedly. But when you have such a high profile situation like this, it takes time, especially to build a solid case. As we see, and this is a perfect segue into the Lynette Hooker case, because people want Brian Hooker arrested right now, and for good reasons. Most people believe that he had something to do with the situation out in the Bahamas, and I do too. However, to build a case that proves without reasonable doubt, it's going to take some time, and they have to make sure they have enough credible evidence to do so. So both of these cases have that going on. The Lynette Hooker case and the Nancy Guthrie case. However, both these cases, I believe, will end up being solved. So I still stand on that. And yeah, the term cold case gets thrown around a little too much. But I get it, because in society nowadays, like I said, people want things solved instantly. And they want the information instantly. But it just doesn't work like that. I wish it did, though. Wish it did. We've been hoping for justice for Nancy Guthrie for far too long now. But we're going to get it. We're going to get it. my question to you guys is, do you guys think, since these ransom notes are being deemed fake, do you guys think that makes Tommaso and Annie look more guilty or less guilty? That's the question I have for you guys. I'd love to hear your opinions on that in the comments. Certainly. Because some people are starting to think that it can make them less guilty or less likely to be a part of this situation. And I think it makes them look a little bit more likely to be part of the situation. Allegedly, right? Allegedly. But that's just where I stand on that. And how these ransom notes, allegedly fake ransom notes, were written, I didn't think that they were necessarily written by a girl or a man per se. Like, I thought they were written, well, obviously they have to be one or the other, but what I think they were written by is, I think they were using Translate. So I think they were using Google Translate. So to translate it, and because the certain words that they were using, if you've ever tried to use or speak Spanish through the translator, certain words and phrases are very specific like that, and they use certain words that you wouldn't normally use every day describing things in the English language. So yeah, that's my stance on that as well. But there's been a lot of moving parts in this case right now. Definitely. And we're going to get some answers very soon. I do believe this. I think it's coming very soon. I think we are, I don't know the exact day now, but I know we're over 140 days. So it's getting up there now. It's getting up there. Such a high profile case. But they're taking their time. And I hope by taking their time, it pays off in the end. Because in the beginning, it was handled very poorly. We all know this. It doesn't need to be hashed out over again. I mean, it kind of does, because, I give credit where credit's due, and, I go against things when they deserve to be gone against, such as how Pima County handled the very beginning and the initial investigation in Nancy Guthrie's disappearance and kidnapping, we should say, and unaliving, we should say. But I hope you guys are all having a good morning. Hope you guys are jumping in, having a good morning today. Enjoying your wonderful Wednesday. I got some food cooking right now. Waiting to eat that. I don't usually eat breakfast, but, I said, I'm going to eat something this morning. But yeah, I'm not seeing you guys in the comments yet. But hopefully everyone's doing good today. The two cases on my mind, of course, are the Nancy Guthrie case and the Lynette Hooker case. Both those cases heavily on my mind. Also, I've looked up the Gus Lamont case, and there is some interesting, for the ones that have been following me from day one. You guys know I have been on the Gus Lamont case, constantly. So I haven't let up on that case. And an update on that is, a couple weeks back, Josie Murray, the grandmother of Gus Lamont, shoved a reporter, gave that reporter a little nudge. Not the right hook, not the Mike Tyson special, but they did give them that little nudge. And that reporter went, whoop, flew over, so didn't look good. Then she snatched a microphone from one of the reporters. Also, she hops in the truck to leave, and her phone is sitting on the thing that you step up on to get in the truck. Her phone was sitting on that, and she started driving off. They start driving off. The phone's just sitting there. So she had a heck of a time at court, and that was for the weapons charge. Ultimately, she found guilty on that, and I'm pretty sure she got fined and can never, I think, own or register a gun again. I'm pretty sure. Oops, shouldn't have said it like that, but you guys know. What's up, Tammy? Good morning. Welcome in. Nice to see you today. Today we're talking the majority. We're talking about Nancy Guthrie, Lynette Hooker, but I definitely wanted to give you guys an update on the Gus Lamont case too. And I still think that Josie Murray is number one suspect, and I believe that the authorities do as well. So my guess and my opinion, as well as my remote viewing sessions, stand the test of time, and still to this day, I have been accurate on most of them, if not all. And that's another one that just doesn't change, you know. I'm hoping that we get some results pretty soon in the Nancy Guthrie case, though. I was very pleased to see the Gus Lamont news, though. Pleased to see Josie Murray acting like that. Not so much to see the reporter get nudged or the microphone get stolen. However, the acts that she is occurring are starting to show her personality as well as her demeanor, and it's starting to show her aggression, her violent nature. Even if it's just in a slight manner, it shows in a major way, especially when the microscope is on you and you're getting looked at in front of the world. Every little action you do, especially when the world is watching, gets blown up a million times. And I'm pretty sure Josie Murray is like 75 now. So, you know, most people, as they get older, they don't take much BS, except this is a case where she's caused the BS. So it's going to get thrown back at her, and she's going to have to take it one way or the other. And like I always say, everything is alleged. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. However, when I have a feeling, and when I truly feel something like that, I'm gonna voice it. So number one suspect, Josie Murray, in my opinion, in the Gus Lamont case. And we need to get some justice for Gus Lamont. But wanted to give you guys an update on that case. Now, when it comes to the Nancy Guthrie case, most of the ransom notes are now being deemed fake. And I say most because multiple news sources are reporting different things. One is reporting that 3 of them are deemed fake. Another source is reporting that all of them are being deemed fake. And the one thing I want you guys to think about is, just the other day, if you guys have been following the Nancy Guthrie case religiously like I have been, then you'll know that the reason that the ransom notes were being looked at so much so is because it said that Nancy Guthrie's Apple Watch would be found on the floor in those ransom notes, and it was found on the floor, allegedly. So how can those ransom notes be fake if it had true knowledge within them? That is the question I want you guys to ponder on. And if you guys can make sense of it more than I can, please leave a comment. Try to make sense of that for me, because I'm wondering, did they just take a big guess? Or I don't have an Apple Watch. So are the charging cords usually small? Is that a good guess? Or is that something you guys think the person would have to know? Tammy said, LOL, am I the only one in chat? What time is it where you are? Yes, it seemed to be you are the first and only one in chat, Tammy. It's only 8 a.m. where I'm at, so very early where I'm at. We got 15 people up in here, but yeah, you're the first person to comment today, but good morning to you. But yeah, super early here, but good morning to everyone here. I hope you guys are having a great morning. I'm glad to be here with you guys, and I'm going to try to do a live at least every Wednesday with you guys. And as you guys see, I've been posting at least once a week on my videos. The last video I posted was just yesterday. I did an Aaron Carter remote viewing session results video. Definitely check that video out after. I believe it was a very good one. And during my description of the results of my remote viewing session, Aaron spoke through me, and it's quite an interesting video. I'll say that, to say the least. Tammy, okay, me too. 8 a.m. holiday here. Canada Day. Oh, that's awesome. Shout out to Canada Day. That's awesome. Glad to hear that. I did not know that. That's good to know. So what do you guys do on Canada Day? Do you guys just like have cookouts, celebration? I know we got, that's kind of interesting too that it's on July 1st, because we got 4th of July coming up 3 days from now. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Shout out to Canada Day. Oh, my food. I forgot about my food. Give me 1 second. Oh, no. Oh. See if we can fix this. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had some food in the oven. Didn't want to burn it. Tammy said celebrations, food, fireworks. Okay, so yeah, it's like 4th of July. And day off work with pay. Oh, nice. Shout out to that. Everyone loves that, right, Tammy? What's up, Saeed? What's going on? Nice to see you today. Don't spam the chat. That's the only thing I ask. I don't have moderators this time around because I think it's important to let the chat flow and to not have people, to not give people control of your channel. However, I am not going to tolerate spam in the chat, so you will get thrown the fudge out. But yeah, all right, let me throw this guy out real quick. Let's see. It's been a while since I did this. There we go. But yeah, okay, there we go. Timed his ass out. But anyways, yeah, so 2 cases on my mind today, Lynette Hooker and Nancy Guthrie. Let's talk a little bit about the Lynette Hooker case, okay? Interesting information. Shout out to Brian Enton. I know a lot of people feel one way or the other about him. I think he does great work. So shout out to Brian Enton. And he had some interesting information come out that Brian Hooker's ex said that an accident would eventually happen to her. Now, I don't know if the ex meant to the ex or to Lynette. I assume that the ex was talking about herself. However, either way, it's not good. Of course, it would be worse for Lynette if Brian was talking about Lynette. The reason that I think it was about the ex is because the ex probably didn't know Lynette yet. Same thing with Brian until after. So regardless, though, her stating that makes it look like Brian has a very violent, tumultuous, angry past, especially with some domestic violence, allegedly. Tammy, is this the boat tragedy? Not sure. Yes, the Bahamas one, where allegedly Brian Hooker stated that Lynette fell off the dinghy and couldn't swim back. However, now, basically, most people know that Lynette did not fall off the dinghy, but off the boat, because GPS data shows differently than what Brian has explained. However, the one reason I think that they don't have an arrest yet is because I think they want a I think that the prosecutors want to feel 100%, well, 99.9% comfortable with having a case that is beyond a reasonable doubt. They don't want to have a case that is just going to fluke out in the end. They want a solid and shut case. And the good thing about a unaliving case is they can always get you. It lasts forever. So they will get Brian Hooker, mark my words. And they will get the person that did this to Nancy Guthrie. Tammy, more evidence needed? Yes. So I think in both cases, Nancy Guthrie and the Lynette Hooker case, they're waiting for more evidence. Different types of evidence, of course, but more evidence. If they would have found anything when they were searching in the water, Brian would be in jail already. He would be arrested already. I think they need something like video, or obviously any type of evidence would help, but I think they need something like video or audio, something like that for Lynette Hooker. They need something. Of course, the body would be the best and worst case scenario, right? But I think we all can agree that most likely Lynette Hooker is not with us, and most likely Nancy Guthrie is not with us, unfortunately. Tammy said, "Oh, Nancy case makes me cry for sure." I'm sorry to hear that. I think we've all been drastically touched and unfortunately hurt by the Nancy Guthrie case. Even for people that aren't close to their grandmother or grandfather, just the thought of an elder having this tragic situation happen to where a masked person comes inside of your home and allegedly unalives you. I mean, the last thing you see is most likely a person in a mask, right? Ready to do harm to you. That in itself can cause people to start to break down. Just the mere thought of that, right? Then when you start to think, oh, it could be my grandmother or grandfather, at that age. A person that hurts somebody at that age is such a coward. They can't, at that age, 90% of people can't defend themselves at that age, right? Like, it's just so awful. So awful. Tammy, her age and what happened, she must have been so terrified, so scared. And nobody else was there to protect her. She didn't have a dog anymore. She didn't have anything, and allegedly she was at Tommaso and Annie's having some drinks and having a game night too. So she probably wasn't on her guard, so to speak, because she probably, like I said, had a few drinks. She probably was starting to feel relaxed, ready to go to bed. And boom, then you have this crazy event happen that's, basically a horror movie, and it's happening in real time. It's very hard to process that still 140 plus days after. Guys, please like the video. Please sub up if you haven't yet. I appreciate that, and it helps me out big time. Guys. So, and let me know what you guys are thinking in these two cases. The two cases of the day that we're talking about today are Nancy Guthrie and Lynette Hooker. Let me know anything you guys are thinking about when it comes to these cases. What are you guys thinking about when it comes to the ransom notes being deemed allegedly fake? What are you guys thinking about the ransom note stating that Nancy Guthrie's Apple Watch is found on the floor, and it was found on her floor? How can that be a case? How can that be the case and the ransom notes still be fake? That's what's troubling me right now. Thank you guys for liking it. Appreciate you guys. What's up, Gracie? What's going on? Yeah. If you are a hater, it's okay. I don't mind. I'm glad you're here, though. Every comment I appreciate. Appreciate every comment, guys. I'm just here talking about these cases, hopefully chatting with you guys, and hopefully, you know, helping you guys understand this, getting a little bit of clarity. But, you know, we can just put people in timeout that are haters like that. But, yep, it doesn't faze me at all. I don't mind, you know. The people that are here are the people that rock with me, and that's all that matters, you know. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys, big time. Takes a village to solve these cases. It truly does. And there's still a lot of work to be done. And like I always say, I do this for the love of it. I do this to help bring clarity, help bring closure. And, you know, I got a comment this morning. It was actually such a beautiful comment. And shout out to the lady named Cody, Koty. Shout out to you. You made my morning with the comment stating that my video on Matt Brown brought chills down your spine, and you know, you said you were praying, and the same exact words came from my video that you were thinking. So I appreciate that. And you know, when I get comments like that, that's what makes me happy. Those are the type of people I do it for, you know. Because sometimes people are like, well, what happened to this person? Or I don't understand, how can this person have passed? And then I make a video and it brings closure and helps bring clarity to the situation. And, you know, I'm thankful for you guys, and I hope you guys appreciate it. What's up, Summer? Nice to see you. Zach, we need to talk. No problem. No problem. We can talk after. I sent you an email too before this live. I don't know if you got it yet though. But yeah, no problem. We can talk after. I really want to get my food. I'm so hungry, but I don't like eating on live. Tammy, I wish people would just forgive and given the second chance to make it right. Yeah, I don't know. People hang on everything, right? Yeah, and you know, people get mad at every little thing I do. People get mad when I eat Sour Patch Kids, or when I drink a Gatorade, or it's little things that people get. So no matter what I do, there's going to be haters, and I've understood that. But I mean, look at, actually, I don't want to mention any names, but let's just say there's lots of creators that I'm not going to go there. We'll just put it like that. Summer said, sorry, I didn't, Zach. I can't say here, but yes, I have to email you something very important. So read this email. It's important. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Yeah, I sent you an email. We could do that. Let me get my food real quick. Guys, is it okay if I eat on live? Like, I don't usually do that, but I'm so hungry. I'm going to do it. Sorry, guys. So what I got is, let me see, some onion rings. 8 a.m, made some onion rings. Summer said, it's Canada Day. I need to sleep soon. Yeah, Tammy told me that too. I said, shout out to Canada Day. I'm glad you guys are having a good day today, guys. Tammy, I'm not really sure what's going on. I don't follow too much, but I see stuff on other channels too. For the most, I ignore negative stuff. Yeah, that's what you got to do. You know, take that from me too. It's a life lesson. Just ignore the negativity. But every creator has those type of people. If you look at any of the creators, Dolly has people that are hate channels. JLR has hate channels. Bullhorn Betty has hate channels. It goes on and on. So it's just something that I have to deal with. But the positive about that is it's basically like free publicity, right? It's like free promotion. But I figure, you know, the way that I did it was, or I shut down the old channel because I figured, well, I had too many people that had control of what I did on the channel, and they were starting to mess with the channel. So I said, you know what? I'll shut that channel down, and then I'll bring in the new channel with all positivity, and nobody is going to have control over anything except myself. And it's worked out amazing. Every time that I've come on here, I've spoke from the heart. I've spoke from the soul. Every video I've done have been videos that I've cared about for my soul. And it shows, because my Matt Brown video has more views than any video I've ever posted on on either channel. So shout out to you guys for making that happen. I appreciate you guys. You rock. And the proof's in the pudding. Tammy said, I deal with enough in my real life. I come to YouTube to relax and learn about the cases of missing and unaliving. Yeah, you know, YouTube should be a thing where you come on, you have a good time, you know, and like you said, relax, learn about the cases. Too much stuff goes on every day in the real life. Sorry, guys. I do feel rude eating, but I haven't ate since like yesterday morning around like 11. So I'm pretty hungry. All right. Enough of that for now. Let's get back to the cases. Tammy said, yep, Tammy's world is busy for sure, and it's okay to eat. You're human. We all do it. Thank you so much. I try not to be rude, and everybody expects me to be perfect, you know, like, even though I've shown them that I'm just I'm just another person, right? People expect me to be perfect, and it's not realistic, you know. I'm human, you know. Just because I have the gift of having the ability to do something and it be special makes people expect me to be superhuman all the time, when that's not the case. I may be born with a gift, and I've worked on it to be extra good at that so-called gift, but I'm not superhuman, right? So, yeah, that's all. All right, one more bite. Then I'm putting it away. Tammy, I guess no one likes me. They don't say hello. Hello, everyone. Tammy says hello. Hello. You hear the echo, Tammy? All right, I got to go put this away or else I'm going to keep eating it. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, sorry about that, guys. That was my lunch for breakfast. Have my onion rings. Yeah, same here, Tammy. I hope everyone's having a good morning or afternoon, wherever you are from. And yeah, we have people all around the world that watch me. So sometimes people are, at 9 p.m. when it's really just 9 a.m., or 8:30. Let me see. Sorry, I was getting a couple messages. But yeah, guys, so what are you guys thinking right now? What are you guys thinking about this Nancy Guthrie situation? That's the case that's really on my mind out of the two. Definitely. Monk's Intrigue did another very good video. Shout out to him. I think he's modern day Columbo for real, for real. For people that watch him, you'll know what I mean. But yeah, I think he's got some really good content, and he broke down how there could be a different day that the alleged situation happened. Let me turn this down so it doesn't vibrate, you guys. I think people starting to wake up, giving me some texts and calls. Also, I've been paying attention to a couple other cases as well. So tomorrow we're going to be talking about the Lindsay Clancy case out of Duxbury, Massachusetts. For people that have followed me, you guys know what case that is. So we're going to be talking about that case tomorrow. Also, guys, I forgot to mention this about the Nancy Guthrie case. Colella, Derek Colella, the guy that originally got in trouble and got arrested for sending the question about the Bitcoin to Tommaso in the beginning when he called Tommaso and called Annie and texted them. He is due in court tomorrow for a change of plea. So I think that's where you go in and you change your plea from guilty, not guilty, or whatever. So Colella is in court tomorrow. So there's going to be even more updates on the Nancy Guthrie case, which brings me to my most important point of the day so far. I believe, and of course this is just alleged, but I believe that somebody close to Colella is the person that was sending the messages to TMZ. I believe that person was trying to get the Bitcoin or half a Bitcoin. That person either is Colella or somebody close to him, in my opinion. And the reason I think that is because this all happened right before Colella's court date. And on top of that, Harvey came out and said that he believed it was either real or somebody that was a career fraudster. Now, people with only half a brain thought that meant JLR. Come on, guys. No, that meant Colella. Colella has a career of that, allegedly. And not allegedly, because it's, the proof's there. But yeah, guys. So that's my take on that. What do you guys think? And I think when you start to use critical thinking, things began to get a lot more clear. And so that's why you guys have me here, to break things down like this for you guys and to allow you guys to see things a little bit more clear than you thought you originally could. And yeah, so what do you guys think about the whole ransom notes? Oh, what's up, Andrea? Nice to see you. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But it's nice to see you. You're always here. So nice to see you again. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate your comment. We'll time you up because you came in here so aggressively. But I'm sure you'll be back tomorrow like normal. Probably right on cue if I'm on live tomorrow. But we'll have to see. But yeah, so it definitely makes sense when we're talking about Kalela. He'll be in court tomorrow. We get to see and hear the plea change, and we're going to go from there. It'll be interesting to see if TMZ reports any more letters that come in about this so-called ransom, especially now that the FBI has come out and spoke and said that some of them, if not all of them, are deemed to be fake. Now, the jury is still out to see if all of them are fake or if it's just some. However, we now know that the FBI is not taking these they're not taking these seriously for the most part. Now, were they at first? Most likely, because you have to. It would be irresponsible to not look at these and think, okay, this could be real. And when you're in that department, when you're doing what you got to do to try to solve a case, you are looking at everything. You're taking every call and you're trying to do the best with it. Of course, 99% of the calls are junk, but that 1% of calls that could just completely sway or change a case is why you got to pick up the phone. And, every tip has the potential to be that case-breaking, case-altering chance. And so the case continues to move forward. I believe that the case is still red hot, especially as of right now. Cases have like these times where it's like this, and then boom, the case is on fire, and then there's a dip, right? And then it's kind of a lull, and then boom, the case starts to get on fire again. Right now, the case is at an all-time high. The case is on fire. I think the case is as hot right now as it was when the streamers were all originally there. So it's starting to get that fire in it again. Summer said, I just emailed you. It's important. Welcome in, Summer. All right, I'll make sure to check that email out when I can. Let me see. I see. Okay, I read it, Summer. Yeah, no worries. We could take care of that. What a name, right? What a name. But yeah, like I told Tammy, every creator has these detractors. There's always going to be these channels that are haters, and it sucks that they bring people that love the content into it, but it's just what they do. But at the end of the day, all we can do is ignore it and control what we do and what we how we react, right? We can only control how we react in our actions. So, but I appreciate each and every one of you guys that are here rocking with me. Summer said, yes, let's take care of this. Nice. What I receive on Canada Day, right? People should be enjoying their Canada Day, just like I'll be enjoying the 4th of July when it come up. Hopefully we can get some fireworks lit in this mofo. Hopefully you guys light some nice ones up today. Hopefully you guys having a great Canada Day. Shout out to all my Canadians out there. Always love y'all. Yeah, we're supposed to have one of the biggest 4th of July celebrations ever this year in America. Summer said, yes, Gus Lamont. Oh, no, I didn't know this about the reporter. Yeah, you guys are going to have to see that video. Josie Murray shoved that reporter. I'm talking that reporter flew. You would think that Josie had the most strong shove in the world, but she didn't shove her that hard. But, she got some strength to her for sure. But her actions are just messed up regardless, because it's showing how violent she is. It's showing her aggression. It's showing her anger. It's showing that she can't control her anger. And on top of that, she snatched a microphone from a reporter as well. Tammy said, I'm staying home today. LOL, too hot to be around crowds. No, thank you. How hot is it out there right now? It's supposed to be 100 degrees coming up the next couple of days. But yeah, so another case that I've been following, and you guys know this, is the Anna Kepner case, of course. That's a case I've been covering ever since day one. I'll continue to be covering it. I want to see Timothy end up getting what I believe he should get, and that's his whole life, his natural life in prison. I think he deserves that for the atrocity that he committed, the absolute heinous act that he did on Anna. Not only did he unalive her, but he violently R-worded her. And that cannot be forgiven under any circumstance. And I hope they throw the book at him. I don't play when it comes to hurting a woman, It just angers the shit out of me. It really does. That Anna Kepner case, it just makes my blood boil. And he's clearly, allegedly though, but he's clearly the one that did this to Anna. He threw her phone in the trash. The GPS was pinging. The coordinates were blowing up. And yeah, I think he's a little devil. For sure. That cruise should have been the time of their lives. Instead, it was the day to end Anna Kepner's life. And it will forever change everybody within that family's life. But yeah, at least they're trying him as an adult, and at least he's finally been locked up, right? It took a little bit, but like I said earlier in this live, in regards to these cases, when it's major cases and the microscope is on them, they're going to take their time before they make the arrest. But yeah, how's everyone doing today, guys? How's everyone doing today? You guys got any major plans today? And what case has been taking up most of your time when it comes to true crime? When you guys are interested in true crime, which case right now is taking up most of your time? And speaking of that, I need to look up the Elena Moore case a little bit. Summer said, I've missed too much of this live. I didn't know you were going live. Oh, yeah, I tried to send you that email. I tried. But that's all right. You'll have to hit the replay after. I've discussed pretty good amount today. Tammy said, Nancy. Yeah, I would have to say, for the most part, I think Nancy is what's taken up most people's, it's preoccupying most people's mind. And justifiably so, It's been going on far too long. And now that it's heating up, though, everybody is wanting to know, is like everybody's watching every single day. Is it going to break? Is the news going to break? Another thing, I heard most of the streamers are going to get together again, and most of them are going to be down in Tucson covering the Nancy Guthrie case. So for all of you guys interested, send a little bit of traffic their way. So I think most of them are getting back together. I'm pretty sure I heard Ted will be there. I'm pretty sure I heard Alex will be there. JLR might be there. So yeah, if you guys are interested in that, I'm hearing that that's what's up upon us, and that's starting to brew. So that's interesting. I actually like when they all get together. I think that they're a pretty fun crowd. I know a lot of people may feel one way or the other about their actions, but I think that they're a pretty interesting group of people, to say the least. Yeah, Summer, she is. She is. I don't think Tammy minds me saying that, but sorry if you do, Tammy. Tammy said, I've always been curious if any of those neighbors were wanting her property. Interesting. I know somebody wants that property. Somebody does. I'll say that. Yeah, shout out to Ontario. A lot of people think that family members may have wanted Nancy Guthrie's property due to money issues. I don't know. I'm not saying if that's the case or isn't the case, but it's an interesting theory, right? It's quite the theory. You know what I'm craving right now? I'm craving some chocolate milk or strawberry milk. What's better, guys? What's you guys' favorite milk? I know there's vanilla. We got that strawberry, chocolate. I think right now I only have strawberry and chocolate, but I'm thinking about hitting that strawberry. I'm not sure yet, though. I've been just doing the water this morning. A little water here, a little water there. Oh, guys, so I know I've put you guys on to shows before. Like, I always tell you guys the new shows that I'm watching. So, obviously, I told you guys about Wentworth. Well, the new show that I'm currently watching is called The Chi. Like, Chi, like Chicago. So, it's the space CHI. And it is an incredible show. It's on Paramount, I think, and there's 8+ seasons, and currently I'm almost on the 8th season. So I would definitely recommend it. It just shows you guys like what life is pretty much like in Chicago when you're really in it. Tammy said, yes, Zach, that's played on my mind about a neighbor. I really don't think the family is involved. Interesting. So you don't think the family's involved. Very interesting. It could be a neighbor. It's very possible. Think about all the BS the neighbors have caused, quite literally and figuratively. There was even BS on the easement. So let's just say it like that. For the ones that know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to get in depth about that. Sue Ellen. But regardless, their behavior has been quite a spectacle, to say the least. They want to talk about the streamers causing a spectacle. Their behavior is the spectacle, not the streamers. The streamers are doing their jobs, bringing attention to the case. Like, if the streamers weren't bringing attention to the case, then they wouldn't be doing their jobs. Yes, maybe they can do a little bit. They can use their, how do I say this the right way? With great power comes great responsibility, right? So they expect people to be perfect, though, and we're human, you know? We're just human. Terry said, after I've been watching their behavior, like they don't care. Yeah, it's like they want everyone gone. And it's not even like the people are out there screaming or anything. They're just covering the case. And some neighbors just can't stand that. Tammy, at first I was thinking family, now it's all changed. Interesting. Very interesting, guys. Yeah, and this is a case where there's been so many moving parts, so many different developing narratives and stories, and even TMZ being involved. That's when you know this case is a doozy, right? We're up for a crazy one. So yeah, it's quite interesting. And I knew that at the beginning that this was going to be one of those ones. Most of the people that have followed me from day one, you will remember when I said this is going to be one of those cases that is controlled. The narrative is going to be trying to be controlled, and it's going to be one of those cases that I believe is being controlled. Allegedly. So let's see. Summer, Zach, do you think the porch guy is Derek? I don't feel like it is. However, I do feel like Kalela is involved somehow. And with Tommaso getting the message and the calls from Kalela, that makes Tommaso possibly involved. If the FBI or Pima County can get any more evidence on Tommaso, they would have a good case. Because I think the text message was like, did you get the Bitcoin or something like that Derek said. Don't quote me exactly, but I think it was like, did you get the Bitcoin? And so that kind of puts Tommaso in it almost. Not quite, but almost. Tammy, I'm almost thinking younger people did it. I don't know why, I just do. Huh, interesting. And as you guys know, I go off feelings more than like the actual information of facts. I go off the feelings and emotions and stuff like that. So, Tammy, when you say you're just thinking that it's younger people, you just have that feeling, I totally get you. But I would think that it's people in between, I would say early 30s and early 50s, like somewhere between 32 and 52. I don't think it's people in their 20s, and I definitely don't think it's anybody older than 55. So I think we're talking somewhere between 32 and 52. I know that's a 20-year range, but, you know, it is what it is. Summer said, I definitely think Tommaso was involved. I think Annie also. Do you think the porch guy unalive Nancy? Interesting comment, Summer. I think it's interesting, but I think there's a 50% chance that porch guy unalive Nancy. And I say it because I believe that there was 2 to 3 people involved directly in the, I'm going to call it assassination of Nancy Guthrie, allegedly, and kidnapping. But so I think that the person that was the driver, if it's 3 people, the driver didn't do it. And then you have the other 2. So one of them might have done it, or the mere act of just getting Nancy out of her bed and scaring her and all that stuff could have sent her into a heart attack. However, I think that that's less likely. I think what's more likely is one of the 2 that I was talking about unaliving Nancy. But that's just my opinion. I also think a silencer was used on the pew pew. Tammy said not for themselves, but for someone else. Interesting. Summer, will all your lives be this early? Not all the lives, but my Wednesdays, I will always do a Wednesday morning live. So you guys can always expect that. Every single Wednesday, expect a Wednesday morning live around this time, around 8 a.m. Eastern. And I will start to do a live at night at least once a week as well. I'm not sure what day yet, but I will do a live once a week. That is also at night. So expect 2 lives a week at minimum. But yeah, I'm getting back in the swing of things, starting to do more creating. And, you know, I started to feel like I was losing the love for a minute, but then that love came right back and I was like, you know what? I'm going to start doing this again full force. Summer said, okay, sadly, this may be the last morning live I see. I will be sleeping. Oh, no problem. It's okay. Sorry to see that, but that's okay. You know, I understand. We got to do what we got to do. That applies for all of us. And if you guys are just joining in, please like the video and sub up, guys. Every like and sub counts. It goes a long way. And I appreciate you guys being here today. Let me know what you guys are thinking about the ransom notes stating that Nancy Guthrie's Apple Watch would be found on the floor, and it was found on the floor. Now, riddle me this. If that's the case, why are we also getting reports that the ransom notes are fake? True information in them. Did the people get lucky by guessing that? I don't know. But I'm just here bringing up some information that was reported and questioning it, breaking it down so you guys can get a little bit more acquainted with these thoughts. Tammy said, most mornings I'll bring except weekends and nighttime, early bedtime, up for work at 2:30 a.m. Oh, wow. You're an early bird, Tammy. I'd ask you what job you do, but you don't have to tell me that. Maybe I'll message you after. Summer, Tammy up for work at 2:30 a.m. That's early. Wow. Yep, super early. Tammy, an early bird. You can't? Oh, yeah, you can't tell me? No worries. Oh, yeah, guys, another channel I've been watching recently is a channel called Ickmill, and he's got some pretty good information and pretty good channel as well. So shout out to him. Like, if there's like a big chase going on, like a police chase, he'll like have it live and he'll be watching it and he'll stream it for his viewers. So shout out to him. Just wanted to shout him out and send some direction his way, send some attention his way. I always try to do that. I give credit where credit's due when it comes to these channels and when it comes to channels that are steadily putting in work. You watch him too, Tammy? Oh, that's what's up. Shout out to you. Interesting sometimes. Yeah. I found him when it was just recently, but I found him during the Chase Bank situation when the guy went in there and he had the thing that goes boom attached to him. That's when I found him. I don't know if you saw that one, but it was the Chase Bank one in California, Bakersfield. But yeah, that's when I found him. Pretty interesting channel. He doesn't need me to send him any attention, but still. You watched him 2 or 3 years now? Wow. Damn, no kidding. Okay. I didn't know he's been creating that long, but I should have known with how many subscribers he's got. But all right, guys, I'll probably hang out for another 10 minutes or so, chit chat with you guys, talk a little bit, and then I'll hop off. But I definitely wanted to go live and give you guys a little bit of updates on what I'm thinking on these cases when it comes to Lynette Hooker, when it comes to Nancy Guthrie. I think I was able to do that too. I don't know if I'm missing anything on the Lynette Hooker case. I don't think so. I think ultimately the prosecution is just waiting for a smidge more of evidence to then prosecute Brian Hooker. They need a little bit more to make it beyond a reasonable doubt. And so that hasn't happened yet. When it comes to Nancy Guthrie, I think that ultimately the FBI is getting closer and closer day by day on identifying the alleged porch guy and his accomplices. Summer said, please email me back. I need to sleep and go out for Canada Day. Thanks, Zach. No problem, Summer. I will. Once I hop off here, I'll send you an email. No problem. And hopefully you get some rest before you go out. And I hope you enjoy the day as well as you, Tammy. You guys deserve to have a beautiful day. You guys always send me amazingly kind messages, and y'all got beautiful personalities, so I appreciate you guys. And that goes for everybody here that's rocking with me, you know. Oh, you're just staying home? Hey, that's okay too. Sometimes that's what's best. Quite honestly, I don't even know if I'm going to go out on the 4th of July. I might just stay home and light some fireworks here. Summer said yes. Tammy, have fun for Canada today. Are you going out? Fireworks? She's staying home. The early bird being a lazy bird. I'm just joshing you, Tammy. Tammy said, I'll make dinner and wine. LOL, have to work tomorrow. Dang, okay. I'll take that. Some dinner and some wine. No, I'm just playing. Hey, that sounds like a good night nonetheless. Tammy said, I'll watch fireworks from my balcony. Ooh, you got a balcony? That's what's up, Tammy. I've always wanted that. Summer said, yes, it sounds good. What type of wine do you like? Oh, you're talking to Tammy. Yep. Yeah, I would love some great views. In life, I'm like that. Like, I love a great view. I love going to the ocean and just looking like, you know, it's like endless almost. Let's see. Summer, Zach, anything new with Lynette Hooker case? So yes, the one thing that is new in this case, you probably didn't catch it. I said it in the beginning though, Summer, but the one thing that's new is an ex of Brian Hooker has come out and stated that Brian said to her that she may end up having an accident. Now, I don't know if this was meant to be towards the ex or towards Lynette. I think towards the ex. And either way, it shows Brian has some mental issues going on and likes to threaten women and has a history of domestic violence. So not good for Brian Hooker. It's not looking good for Brian. And the more people that come out and say these type of things, the more people that are quite literally putting the nail in Brian Hooker's coffin. But yeah, that just dropped literally, like, I think yesterday or today. I'm pretty sure it was Brian Enton. He might have reported it. Not good, Zach said Summer. Yeah, not good at all. Not good, not good. You know, I think, and this is just my opinion, but I think that Lynette Hooker is passed, and I think Nancy Guthrie has passed, unfortunately. And I think they both passed on the day that everything, I think they both passed in the very beginning, too. Okay, thanks, Zach said Summer. No problem, no problem. Yeah, I don't mind anybody that ever wants to get an update or, you know, if you guys just jump in and then you need me to kind of give you guys a little rundown of what I've talked about, feel free to ask anytime. I don't mind doing that because I know some people don't have the time to then rewatch the whole stream, you know? Summer said, yes, sad. I believe they are no longer with us. Yes, very sad. And when it comes to my psychic ability and my remote viewing and all that stuff, I believe that Nancy Guthrie has passed, but I do not believe she has crossed over yet. I can confidently say that. Tammy said, well, off I go, Summer. Enjoy your holiday. And Zach and all you in the bushes, have a great day. Yes, enjoy your holiday, Tammy. I hope you have a beautiful day, and it's always nice seeing you. Summer, I missed a lot of this live due to what I mentioned. Yeah, no problem, Summer. Alrighty, guys. I think this is my time to hop off. I'm glad I could get a little hour in with you guys, catch up with you guys, and give you guys my opinion on these cases. Summer said, thank you, Tammy. Have fun. Tammy said, till next time. That's right, guys. And as you guys know, I got a little saying that I do at the end of my lives and my videos. I think most of you guys know, but if not, then you'll learn today. But if you do know it, then say it with me. It goes a little something like this. All right, guys. Let me give it a little sip of water real quick. All right. Oh, you know, Tammy? All right. It goes a little something like this. All right, guys. It's Zach. And without you guys, there'd be no me. I love you guys. It's Zach. Peace.